Happy Saturday, guys. Hope you've had a great week. This week we're going to still be in the book of Colossians and it kind of verses 26, 27, 28, 29, and then the first part of chapter 2. And the reason I kind of going slow and got stuck this week on a word that Paul uses at least 3 times in those 6 or 7 verses, and it's the word mystery. Paul's wanting to reveal this great mystery to the Gentiles, to the Christians there in Colossae, and really to everyone, because it is for everyone. But if you look at the word mystery, what comes to mind? I think back to my growing up and watching Saturday cartoons, and one of my favorites was Scooby-Doo and the Mystery Machine. And if that was one of those where they always go throughout the whole show trying to find who did what, and at the end of the show they finally catch him and they pull the mask off and it's Mr. Smith or somebody they didn't really think it was. And that relates a little bit here, because I think what Paul's trying to say is that this mystery is Christ in you. This mystery is that we're not by ourselves. We're not who we are. God comes and pulls our mask off and sees Jesus inside. And I think that was a foreign thought to these Christians and also to the Jews of the time. But I really think about that saying and what the words that Paul uses, and he uses Christ in you. And I think there's intention with that. The word in, 2 little letters. And notice it doesn't say Christ and you or you and Christ. It's Christ in you. I think I've always kind of viewed it as and I grew up playing a lot of basketball. And, we'd always get a buddy and go down to the park or go to the backyard or whatever and play 2-on-2 basketball. And I think of it kind of this way. I always kind of viewed Jesus like this, as if I was playing 2-on-2, but my teammate was Michael Jordan, I wouldn't have to do much work. I wouldn't worry either. I think we could beat anybody down at the park. We can beat anybody in the backyard with Michael Jordan and me. And I kind of viewed it that way. And what happens is I often just stand to the side and let him do all the work. If I was playing with Michael Jordan, that's what I would do. I'd just let him go. Maybe be there for an outlet pass or something like that every now and then, but just kind of stand back and watch. And I think that's a lot of what I've done in my life, and I think we all have, to just stand by and be passive. But what Paul is saying here is that Christ in you means that really I have that power. It'd be like me playing with Michael and all of a sudden I can jump from the free throw line and dunk it. Or I have the power and the skill and to do a 360 tomahawk dunk, or shoot 3-pointers and all kinds of things, just because he all of a sudden had that skill inside of me. What Paul's saying is we have that power, we have that energy, we have that wisdom and knowledge that Jesus has in us. And how many times do we limit that power? How much do we not believe that we can do something when Christ is in us and wanting us to take the courage to be strong and do something for him? I think that's one of the big things that I get out of that, and that it's Christ in you. And you go on to the first part of chapter 2, verse 2 of chapter 2. He talks again about the mystery, but he basically says, Paul says, my goal is that you would be united in love, encouraged in love, because of this great mystery that we're revealing, namely Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. That's the mystery. You see, these people that he's talking to in Colossae some are converted Jews that have been Jews for a long, long time. So they've had thousands and thousands of years of Christless religion. And then he's also talking to the Gentiles and those that have been left out of religion. And he says there's a way to have a personal relationship with God. There's a way better than having an intermediary or having to go through hoops or having to go through a hierarchy to see your God or to have a relationship with God. Christ in you is the mystery, that you can have a personal relationship with him. And I think that was, he wanted them to be encouraged by that and to move on from the thought that they had to do something, that salvation was something that you could achieve, when in reality, salvation is something that we receive. When we receive Jesus, that's when we can truly live, and also that we can understand that mystery of him being inside of us. And so that's what I got out of this week, and I hope that helps you maybe read those verses and see for yourself if there's something that sticks out, because it's amazing how you can read verses and see things for the first time or hear things from others when you do some study. And I just hope that that's an encouragement to you to develop and believe that Christ is in you and he wants a relationship with you. So go this week, guys, and have a great week on purpose and with purpose.